And we should be recording. So, we can continue where we left off. Memory serves, should be the start of the catacombs. Part 5. Already moving through. Actually making fairly good time. Not speedrunners time, they'd probably be here within the hour. But, you know, for someone that's trying to get all bonfires, all bosses, and pretty much every item they can see, not bad. We'll grab that first, we don't have to come back. Stay dead. Okay, we didn't actually kill it the first time. Rouge? Where'd he go? Did he really just jump off the side of the cliff? Why would you do that? Okay, there's a shortcut here that I'm not sure everyone knows about. But you can go here, here, here. Kill this guy. Don't have to kill him twice. I don't think. Activates him, which you then kill. More of them continually jump off the side there. Well, that was amusing. If you're after this guy, that should be all you need for him, and next time the boulder comes down, it should die. Yeah, if you want to stop the boulders, find the ones that have the hats. And Undead Bone Shard, which should... It's actually very nice. Get our SSR class up to +4. That said, we won't be continuing on further into the catacombs first. We're going to come back and grab some items. Which may end up getting us killed, but we'll do what we have to. He's already dead. Good thing about these skeletons, they are extremely easy to stagger. It won't always be the case. Enemies now will start to get more poise, but at least this section. Don't have to kill any of those twice, I don't think. Henri down here? I don't think Henri is yet. Right there.
Oh, hello. How very fortunate. Have you seen my companion, Horace? To my shame, I was snared by a trap and we've become separated. I've not been able to find him since. Yes, I see. Horace is a valiant knight. He can look after himself, no question. He's probably searching for me right now, with twice the resolve. If you happen upon him, please tell him that I remained in the catacombs, and I will lay prism stones to guide him, as always. Please send him word, I beg of you. May the flames guide your way.
Henri's story's a little bit sad, because actually we don't know a lot about Horace, other than the fact that he goes mad in the pit. So, this could be a case of Henri convincing himself that Horace is just a good person. They really have no one else to rely on. But, you never know. Horace could actually just be a good person. You never actually hear him talk. Only real information we have about him is A, from Henri, just saying that he's an upstanding knight, and then B, from Yuria, who's saying that they are watching Henri through Horace for Londor. So there's two ways to take that. Either Horace is just somewhat lightly affiliated with Yuria and is keeping them in the loop with their progress, or is B, leading them straight to the sacrifice. It could be one or the other. What is undeniable, though, is that they helped Henri get this far, which in and of itself isn't bad. Okay. Ah, first assassin, Scully. Basically much giving a good dash and a decent health pool to an enemy can prove its danger. Ah, one more of those I'm dead. Freaking archer. Very close. Slightly worried me there. Especially when that archer managed to snipe me. Another shot gem. Please don't. Now I believe that one we have to kill twice. The skeletons with the glowing eyeballs, they're the ones we have to deal with. And we just picked up a pyromancy tome, so we might actually start getting a pyromancy going. What are our stats for the moment? I think once we get Dex to 30 and Vigor and Endurance up to around 22, because I'm trying to go 2 points to Dex to every point I put into Vigor and Endurance at this point, we may end up going and starting to invest in Pyromancy, which means essentially getting both Intelligence and Faith up a little bit, and Attunement. It doesn't have to be a full investment, it can only be a half investment, because it's really only to hit a few weaknesses for a few enemies with a specific spell we'll get very soon. Also, where am I going? I'm talking but not thinking. Or more specifically, I was thinking about something else. I want to go over here. Try not to hit any traps. And this. I'm not sure if that hallway there was trapped. I think it's the one up here. Yep, there it is. Very obvious in this game, now that you know what you're looking for, but in Elden Ring, I believe they get much more... Actually, it's still kind of obvious. I can actually kill the one down there, right? That got me worrying. You should revive, we're good. You won't revive, I don't think. But the ones and swords can parry you. Gotta watch out for that. Like, if they take up those stances, they can parry. No, I'm not sure if they can parry a heavy hit like that. May have just been overthinking it. All that just for a soul. Don't think there's anything too interesting on this level of the area. There's a few skeletons there, but they're not a big issue. And as far as I'm aware, skeletons don't actually drop anything of interest. So I'm going to say the top area up here is now complete. Now, I didn't think I said it at the very start, but we're going to do the catacombs. We're going to do Irithyll as well, I think, in this part. But we're also going to do the very start of the demon room. It's not going to go through the entire thing because it's a much higher level. Although, who knows? I may be indecisive and change my mind. We'll need to revive him. Oh, they can parry it. Yeah. Ow. One in the back, really annoying. Actually threw fairly fast. Through fairly fast. Speaking English all my life, I still pick it up. Also, I'm trying to keep throwing to minimum, but every now and again it will slip through. Some of these, I believe, the ones with the toppers on top, have the same spirits come out as that skeleton was doing earlier. So we don't want to activate those if we can afford to. That trap. We deal with the skeleton first before we deal with the roly-poly. Are you kidding me? Go throw. Go throw stuff at me. Come on, over here. Or are you not going to move? Oh, he's moving, just not where I want him to. Ow! Got what I mean by roly-poly. We've got him out the trap. There it is. Can you set it off? No. We didn't get souls there, so who's going to revive? Yep, there we go. Okay. That should be that one. No, there was one throwing stuff at us, so you need to go. Souls, he's dealt with. And now you. And we got souls from him, so he's fine. And I think it's gonna be the same for this guy up here. Freaking trap there. Starting to run low on Estus, but we do have a bonfire up ahead, so it should be fine. What rings do we actually have equipped at the moment? Pontifex Eye. I'm not sure if that's going to be that useful for us. So let's get Flynn's ring again, because we have lowered our equip weight again. And a Clothy ring, which is fairly nice. We won't need it forever, but for the moment at least, we'll use it. We'll probably end up replacing the Clothy ring with the Ring of Favor whenever we end up finding that. I can't actually remember where that is in this game. It is in the game, I just can't remember where it is. Where is the Ring of Favor? Not too far in the game, if I recall, but it is deeper within. It also doesn't have a large quest line attached to it, I don't think. Unlike Dark Souls 1, we have to go through a whole thing. Yeah, bonfire. As well as the summon sign, that's rather rare. Even with multiplayer going on, you don't often see summon signs for this zone. Honestly, there's not much reason for it. And you never really see them here. You only see them near the boss room. pets are dead. Now, let's deal with that boulder. Okay, you kind of screwed yourself there. They're scary because they can move. Once they move into a position where they can't dodge as effectively, much easier. That said, there are more than one up here, so we'll just heal up to full health. I like to think that they're not throwing daggers at us, but they're flinging their finger bones. Did I just kick there again? Should name me. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We're getting a lot of shards that we just don't need at this point. Though we do need the large Titanite shards, so that's very useful. Okay, this one's slightly different from the one we were just fighting. Is dual wielding. Oh. Dangerous. Gotcha. Okay, we have souls, so it's not an issue. The one we actually have to kill to stop the boulder is this guy. And this one's, I believe, the only archer version of him that we see in the entire game. No, there's another one. It's down below. Oh, such an idiot. And here we are. Rouge. A lot of rouge in this area, but we don't really need it. If I remember correctly, rouge just boosts bleeding on the weapon. Yep. And it's lacerating, so it just improves the bleed. Which, for our weapon, is actually pretty nice. But we don't really need it, if that makes sense. And inside the skeleton bowl, there was just a single crab. And a dark gem. Which, for some builds, is very nice. Almost game-defining. Can't actually use it until we get to the prison, though. We need the actual stage's coal. Not stage's coal, dark coal? Anyway, the coal that allows the blacksmith to upgrade that version of weapon to that version. Oh, dead leg. Come on, stretch out. Ah. I forgot this area had slimes. Forgot this area had a lot of slimes. There's no more above me, right? No, it's those three. Wait, did I hear a skeleton? Ah! Get off me. There's another slime over there, you can tell. And yeah, there are skeletons above me because we reset the area. Oh, ow. No. Bad slimes. Okay, I think that's all the slimes there. There's one at least over here that we can see. Get him to drop down. As for the wheel skeletons, I don't think they're going to bother us for the moment. At least until we kill this one. Oh, take it back. Apparently they will. Please stay dead. Wheel skeletons, I believe, are in in every Dark Souls in one way or another. I believe they're in Dark Souls 1 and 2. Though, as I've said before, 2 I haven't really played a lot of. So, a lot of the enemies that may have appeared in Dark Souls 2 that got transferred into 3, I'm probably not going to recognize too much. Unless they were like super obvious at the time, or early in the game. That's another sign up there. And behind us. Really? Keep on kicking. That's all day, every day. Get these to drop down. Okay, there's 2 left. I think we've got enough FP for 1 more blast. Yep. Now we are going to have to go back and bonfire before we do the boss. Or perhaps we can go to the bonfire below. No, we can't. That would reset the bridge. So we'll have to go back and bonfire at one point. But for now, at least, we're fine. We have more than enough resources to continue on. You know, that's the... I was going to say. Is it this one? Yes, that's the way straight to the boss. I believe the gate's shut though, so we can't go that way. I actually have to go over here. Nice cave system. And also they didn't use caves more in this game. Because we get the transference here between... Yeah, maybe I'm not as sad anymore, because clipping through walls is not something you want to see a Crystal Lizard do. And he's dead. Suspension bridges wearing him. Hints like this actually put in there by the game devs. And, yeah. It's a good hint, because it unlocks a lower area that I think we can see from here. Yeah, there. Run through here. A lot of bones. Really, nothing to worry about. Name a soldier. Some pellets. I believe there's a lever here for this, right? Yep. There we go. Gotta love the messages sometimes. When they're not, you know, like, driving a butthole. Some of the messages are just... Ooh. I am it up. I am. Where did he spawn? He didn't spawn up there. Doesn't spawn across the bridge. Ah, there he is. Ooh. That's not good. We could have beaten them, but I'd prefer not to. Now, the better question is, can I actually fight the Night Slayer over there? You're not going to walk up the edge, are you? Please don't walk up the edge. It'd be so disappointing. He's going to walk to the edge. And he's just going to patrol there. Okay, that works. Now we have 2 choices here. We can just go do the boss, which I think we can do with that current setup, or go down, get a bonfire. I think we're going to do the boss first. Not because I want to spend souls this time, but because it just makes sense to do it while we are currently here with the setup. And it's not like we're missing much or anything other than the dark spirit behind us back there, so we should be fine. Touch the suspicious goblet. You gotta wonder why our character does that. Why even touch it? Why not just ignore it? Why not? There's a door behind it, just continue on. Yes. We see the abyss. Probably one of the only... I'm not going to say one of the only. One of the main references to the abyss that we actually get in Dark Souls 3. It was a much bigger thing in Dark Souls 1 and 2. Oh, oh! Heal up. We do want to try and get this, but if we go too far back, his darkness will start hurting us significantly. Okay, that's one arm. Now we have to do the other one. That's not good. If we take too long, and this ads will start to spawn as well, so we don't want that to happen. Okay, one more to go. You're gonna do the same breath attack again? Nope. And there we go. He is now dead. Make sure you don't miss the pickup at the start of this boss fight. If you do, you can't get it again. At least I don't think you can. It's one of the only few missables in the game. I mean, there are questline missables, of course, but one of the only main pickup items you can miss from an area. Yeah, one of the easier bosses in the game if you go at it fast. If you don't know the mechanic, though, that can take a while. You were doing damage to him just normally, but if you don't hit his bangles repeatedly to break them, and you don't know that you have to do that, that fight could take so much longer. Bonfire. Now, we could go technically spend the souls. And I'm tempted to. But I think what we'll do, before we reset the area, is we're going to run back and go down. May end up regretting this if things go badly, but we should be fine. These guys are already dead, don't have to worry about those. What we do have to worry about, though, is him. And we just run down here. We will end up fighting him, but for now at least, I just want the bonfire. And he'll get back up. reset. Now, as per our rules, I could go back and spend these souls, but I kind of want to deal with that guy up there first. So we're going to grab this. Two of the items that are going to help us out probably the most. The Pyromancer is a great sword, particularly favoured by old sages. A large blindfold blocks out unnecessary light, allowing one to observe a Pyromancer's true essence. Flame reveals all and obscures all. I'm fairly sure this item doesn't actually help us out with increasing the damage of Pyromancies. I believe it's only cosmetic. But, you know. Kind of a brand. Yeah, sure, we'll be the Blind Sword Master. Animate it up even more. Okay, look at those, we don't need them. We don't actually have Pyromancies equipped at the moment. If we did, we might swap out one of these three rings. Probably the Covetous Silver Serpent. It's helping us out a lot, giving us, I believe, 20% more souls. But, this has been nerfed. At the moment we don't... I'm doing well enough, and we got far enough in the game, I think we got the benefit from it that we needed. Let's just grab these items down here before we fight the devil. I should say the demon. Activate all these dudes. What we got up here? And aggro him. Because these skeletons, they will try and hit us, but they're also going to try and hit him every now and again. Ow. As you can see, he is not exactly their friend. Not exactly our friend either. Okay, he's dead. Now we have to clear up the skeletons to the left. I wish there were a few, but the 2 hit kills shouldn't be an issue. Even if they do come back. Come on. That revive was weird. There are 2 left down here by the looks of it. This one at least has a revive left. And so does that one. There's 3. There's another one over there. Okay. Oh, it dropped something for us. Scimitar. An interesting item. Not a weapon I'd probably use over a katana or a longsword, but it is interesting for some people. I find its range is rather short. One of the reasons why I don't think we're going to use one up here, because I believe it's the Black Katana, which has smaller range than most others. It's not the washing pole, I don't think. Get that one later on. You are a mimic though, I think. Yes. We're also going to roll up here and bring him down. Come on, you can do it. There you can't. What a lazy mimic. Come on. Nope. Nope. Ah, I'm dead. Yeah. We ran out of stamina. I'm not sure you can actually survive that. You may actually be able to if you have enough armor and enough health. We don't. Does mean the skeletons down here are going to respawn, but we'll deal with any that follow us up, but we should be okay. Grab these first, because they are by far the most important thing. And we are fine for the skeletons. Moral of the story is, don't waste all stamina. 1 or 2 hits and back away, as per normal. Just before he gets up. And don't mistime the, whoop, don't get kicked. There we go. Yeah, the Black Blade is an interesting katana. But it's also quite short. It requires more strength than the original one I'm using. It has the same moveset, I believe, though. Yep. Requires more strength. I believe it has higher base damage than the Uchigatha, but it is smaller. Or it has less length. It's a very minor difference, but one that matters. The longer the range of your weapon, the more safety distance you have, so to speak. Now, there's probably some build out there that prefers using the Black Blade or Black Katana over other weapons. Oh, go away. What? Really gonna be this annoying? So be it. There we go. Now that we've dealt with the demon and the boss, we'll go back and spend the souls. Now there's probably a few out there that prefer I don't hold on all to the souls until we finish Irithyll. That is not going to happen. I will 100% lose them if I do that. Boss, the very first boss of Irithyll by itself is scary. Let's go up and talk to him before we actually spend the souls though. Yep, and here.
Aha, so
Ones we get access to from the ones we have. Demon's Fist, Demon Great Axe, Wupnir's Holy Sword, which is actually fairly nice for some builds. And Black Serpent. A Black Pyromancy. I am tempted to get that one. But we're not actually going to use Black Pyromancies or Black spells on this run. I've done them to death in so many others. So what we're going to do is actually not use them there. And actually just use them raw. Some people probably screaming at my screen, don't do that, get at least one of them. But, nope. First run, get the most benefit out of actually using Souls here.
well, this inscription, fascinating.
Give them the tomes.
I'm afraid I cannot accept this.
You can't take that one.
This pyromancy tome is dark and delves into the depths of men where an untouchable flame resides. I cannot comprehend this myself, let alone teach it to you. It is a spell forbidden in the Great Swamp, and nearly everywhere else too. Only one terribly afflicted or burdened by deep sorrow could begin to understand this.
It's the sign of a great teacher. Because in every other Dark Souls game that's had a Dark Forbidden Tome come up, or even in most Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons or tabletop RPGs or a lot of other games, if you find a Forbidden or Dark Tome and give it to a teacher, they'll be like, hey, we'll learn this together. And then they become corrupted and turn to a boss. And we eventually have to go fight them. Cornyx I like him because takes one look at this and says, "No, I can't teach you that. I can't even look at that myself. Please, just no." Carthus Flame Arc we'll get. I'm not sure if we can actually use it, but it'd be nice if we could. Great Combustion. Very nice spell. One that's a holdover from previous games. It's the larger version of what we're actually using with the weapon art of the Pyromancy Flame itself. I'm not sure if we're going to use it though, but we'll get it for now.
Do not be gone. What is it?
We don't have anything else to give you at the moment, do we?
Back again, I suppose.
No. Or anything to learn from you. Hidden Body is useful for something later on, but we'll probably won't use it. We'll see. As for the souls, I think that's all that we need to have for them at the moment. We did get some ashes, though.
Gracious, let Iona.
Okay, what do we now have on offer? Nothing. We have the Undead Leech armor. It's tempting. I won't lie. I do like their style. That said, we're not going to use it. If we are going to get a set of armor later on that allows us to cosplay, we're probably going to get a Taurus's, and I'll show you where to get that later. Sage's big hat. Wolfnir's crown. But for the most part, nothing too broken or useful. I think that one just gave us a few small items like the black bud pellets. I think the rotten pine resin. No, it would be the human pine resin. Also, I think some more skulls. Overall, nothing too useful.
Ashen one, bring me with ash. Is it not a Ashen one?
There we go. What's she using all the souls for? She's certainly not getting stronger.
Welcome, host. Speak. Very well. Then touch the take note.
Okay, 2 there. Actually, we want to do that, so we want to get one more into you and one more into you before we get those up to 30, so that's fine. And yeah, every point in Vigor at the moment is giving us 40 HP, which is pretty nice. I believe it slows down once we get up to past 1200, memory serves. But we want to keep on leveling up Vigor when we can. It's going to help us out. I believe Yuria just tells us at this point that Henri is...
Speak on our lord. Knowest thou,
Yep.
or he is a fellow of mine guides him at this for what, lord? Till we meet may the
Though I've done it to death, I think we're actually going to do the Water Hollows ending. Maybe, may not, we'll see. Burn Undead Bone Shard. I don't think we had an Estus shard on us, did we? No. Bit of a bunch more souls have been spent. But we'll keep them for later. Abandoned Tome. Home. Tomb. And let's continue on. There's no real point putting a pyromancy on our thing here because we can't really use it. Check if we can use this one. Ah, we can. Nice. One of the benefits of infusing a weapon with either heavy, sharp, or I believe raw means you can still use spells like this to improve your weapon for a short time. Though it is really short. I think it's only about a minute or 30 seconds. Either 30 seconds or a minute. There is a ring that allows you to increase it. I think 20%, but it's still a rather short buff. As for other spells that we could attune, we can only attune one at the moment, so never mind. We can attune just that. And also, it kind of suits us, so it's fine. Now, I do kind of dislike Smoldering Lake. It's a very nice area. There's several good items to pick up, but I hate its mechanic of, hey, we're going to fire things at you through the entire section. From that. Fire you next round. Okay. What we are going to do is start running across here. So it requires you to keep an eye out on that for its entire run. Okay. We actually do want to get this shot. Okay, we're getting a bit too close to the crabs there. We don't want to actually fight them. There is another area that we want to get shot. It's over here. Okay, there we go. Reveals one of my favourite items, speckled stone plate ring. Okay. Safe for that. Not safe for him. We want to get some space from that. That worm will ruin our day if we let it. Oh. Okay, we're safe to run over there again. So sure we just need to run past them. Okay, should be good there. Ah. Roll, roll. Okay, this should be where we want to stay. A little cheesy, but we're actually going to use the ballista bolts that are trying to hit us to deal with that thing. Now, while we do that, we're going to actually talk about something else. Hopefully the smashing isn't too loud for you. The reason I like this one, it just improves all your defenses. By a decent margin, it's roughly between 3 to 4%. So we can give roughly 20 attack now. Nice. I think at this point... because we're using the Untrue Dark Ring, I'd really prefer to have a full slot, but... get rid of the Healthy Ring. Just one we can afford to get rid of at the moment. Lightning Stake and Undead Bone Shard. It means we can actually start exploring, or rather gathering up these items as well. Head Elder Bolts have a small amount of homing. Shield of Want, very nice. Especially the Snake Ring on a shield. I think if we actually equip it and never use it, it gives us the same effect as the Snake Ring, so that could be a way to deal with no longer having it. We're actually safe there, right? Yeah, cool. How much would it affect our current weight? Shield of Ancient King was cursed by an all-consuming thirst. In the end, he was no king. The residue of the king's lust still smolders within the shield, increasing the number of souls absorbed when enemies are defeated. But increase our weight ratio to 32. And I believe we need to stay underneath 32 quick roll. Yep. It gives us normal roll. And if we're going to do that, we prefer to actually have a proper armor set. So I'll just tighten that shard. Now, Smoldering Lake is one of the rare areas where the enemies here are actually tougher than the boss. We may do a few things in this area. We're not going to go try and turn off the Ballista Bolt though. Specifically, we're after one of the tomes, potentially, but that'd be it. We actually just might come back to this area later on, because we don't need to grab anything in here other than perhaps the tome and some of the witches' items, if memory serves. Nah. We're going for bonfires and bosses, so there's only one other thing we have to do in here other than the boss. Because I'm fairly sure there's only one other bonfire in this area. Let's use a quick ember. I believe there's one NPC summon in this area that we can use. Just this one. The downside is that ballista will keep shooting them as much as it will shoot us once we try and go through the fog gate. Yeah, we should be able to kill this boss. Should. Hopefully. As long as we don't screw it up. Oh. Yeah, okay. He's essentially a Pyromancy boss. He uses all our moves against us. So putting on Flame Sword won't actually help us with this one. Rolling correctly, however, will. Our friend has managed to poison them though, so that's going to be useful. Just gotta remember our stamina is now coming a little bit slower than before. Already used half Restus. We don't want to leave our companion to do the fight alone though. If we do, they are going to run out of health fast. Okay. Roll over that one, if we do it correctly. Okay, this one's Meteors, I believe. It's going towards us or our summon? Our summon. Okay, you're going inwards or outwards? Outwards. Close. We're very close. As long as we don't screw things up, we should be fine. Towards us, or... yeah, towards us. It's most likely coming inwards? No, outwards. Cool. Oh, you're getting exploded. Ah, I forgot it does that. There we go. We got very lucky. If we were at lower health, that explosion would have killed us. But yeah, thank you. Now, we could go spin the souls, because kill the boss, but... we gotta get the other bonfire first. It may end up being our ruination, but we have a shortcut to it. We don't actually have to deal with all of the painful parts of this map. We just have to deal with a very small part of it before we can say this area is not fully done, but it's done enough for me. At the moment, at least. I don't think the Ring of Favor is down in this section. I could be wrong about that. I can't exactly remember its precise location. But I don't think it's down here. If it is, I'd be surprised. Now, where was the area that we opened up? It's there. Oh, roll. And 2. And 3. There we go. Whoop. Whee. Now, which way was it? I think it was this way. I can definitely hear the crabs above us. Oh, hello. Oh, one more hit. Come on. There we go. Chaos Gem. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the slower stamina regeneration now. I don't usually use the Clotho Ring, but now that I have, I can definitely feel that it is, no longer being as nice. Ooh. That's one of the ones we didn't want to fight. Oh, bleed. Titanite Shard. Okay, that's the Pyromancy Tome we want to get over there. As for the bonfire, yep, right here. I think it's more than one in this room. It's 1, 2, and then 3. What we're gonna do is just cheese it. Yep, just grab the tome and run. I know we've fought those enemies before, but they are stronger here. Maybe I'm just underestimating myself. Maybe I can do the same. I certainly have the damage for it. I'm used to getting to this part in the game and not having either enough damage or just not being strong enough to go through it when we get here this early. But perhaps I am, in fact, underestimating our ability. Because this zone literally terrifies me. There's a lot in this place that can go wrong very fast. But I think we'll explore until we die. That's an enemy down there, I think. You're dead. Yeah. We don't have to worry about any chaos demons in this one. Just grew. Oh, fall through. No. Keep your bad breath to yourself. Come on. Don't have to deal with that enemy. Because it's just guarding the other doorway that led to this room. I do have to deal with that though. One of these. Yeah, so damage rolls are actually pretty good. Do kind of hate those guys, though. There is a lot of just dead demons down here. Why are they so dead? Ah! Spooked me. Oof. But, yeah, this is why they're not in this game. They're just all down here as corpses. Which is kind of sad. Would have loved to have seen at least one of them appear as an enemy. Now that's the main hole of this place. That's a very bad location. This location isn't much better because it has that. We're gonna try and hit and away him. Kinda miss it, not having a great sword in this moment. Because you just want to do one hit and back. And a great sword to really maximize that strat. And drop us next? No? Wishful thinking. Black Knight's sword. That's his normal sword though. It's not his great sword, right? I take it back. It's the great sword. That's tempting. That's very tempting. Raise the sword in the name of the first sword to temporarily boost poise. Damage reduced while activated. Its skill isn't great. I'll say that much. But remember correctly, its damage tends to be very nice. It's also very fast. It would require us to respec into strength though. Generally speaking, dexterity, if you're not going to spec into it, isn't that important. Dexterity doesn't do much other than improve damage. It does increase spellcasting time, so spellcasters do actually need to get some amount of dexterity. Just as damage taken while falling, that's never going to really come up. It's very tempting. I'll say that much. That said, it is a greatsword, but it's not the Dark Knight's greatsword, I don't think. That's a large weapon. I think it's kind of, yeah, well, it's English trying to put a lot of thoughts into one. I think it's an ultra greatsword. And this area out here is dangerous, not because of the enemies itself, but because of those floating fire orbs. They complicate matters. Excuse me. Rat. Friend rat. Now there's a hole there that drops down into lava. We 100% don't want to do that at the moment. We don't have the armor to resist enough fire damage to get the item at the end there. And while we do have the pyromancy to help with that, I'm fairly sure we can't do it. There was 2 items in there. Yep. There's a hidden area there. And I believe there's another hidden area further on through here. Yep. I think there's one down there. Fill out pyromancy time. I do kind of miss... I liked the NPC that was this woman in the past. That was, one of the factions I actually enjoyed. And yeah, they don't deserve this. I don't remember though, where's the other... Is it downstairs? It may be. So I seem to remember there being another hidden wall section in this area. And yet there's 2 items. The one in the front here is actually not as good as the one in the back. I believe the one in the back is the Witch of Izalith Talisman, which allows you to cast faith spells and pyromancies, if I recall properly. It could be sorceries and pyromancies. Yeah, it's one of the other. Either way, we don't need this build, I don't think. We may come back here in the future to get them, but I'm not looking forward to it. Kills that lava, it really does hurt. That was the second large rat, right? No, just one. So many rats. Okay. Illusionary wall here. I'm fairly sure that's not a mimic. Yeah, it's not. Also fairly sure that's also a wall. Yep. Leads down to a basilisk area if I recall. I'm not sure if it's the only one down here though. It also goes down the basilisks. Here. Here. And rat. And this leads back to the previous area with the previous illusionary wall. So that works out well. As for that first illusionary wall, I believe that leads to the staff of the Witch of Izalith. We didn't actually pick it up just now, did we? No. It'd be there. If we had me worried there, perhaps. I think it's this. Yep, Izalith staff. Oh, can't linger here. These guys are gonna get on our nerves. With Izalith staff, if we go to it. Faith adjusts the powers of sorceries cast using its catalyst. Stuff also seems to boost the power of dark sorceries. It's a very nice one if you're going dark. But A, it doesn't give you access to extra spells from like Faith or Pyromancy. And B, we're not going to be using it. We're not a Faith build. Or a Spellcaster build. Okay, that's those dead. Speckled Stone Plague Ring, also helping out with Curse, I believe. Could be wrong about that. Could be that we're just at a high enough level that it's no longer an issue. Random Titanite Scale. Another Basilisk. Well, we'll deal with him. It's a tanky one. Yeah, this area has been paranoid for illusionary walls now. I'm worried that I might miss one. Should be fine though. Now these are Basilisk egg cocoons, I think. Because we see them in a few areas. Could be wrong about that, but, you know, sure more. Sure more. Yeah, it's definitely making me paranoid. About to say there's another area over there, isn't there? We're currently embered up, so we're actually going to get invaded if we come through here by the Night Slayer. No, actually, we don't get invaded. It's just his normal form. Oh, he's got so much poise. I don't want to fight him already. Yeah. Enemies with poise are a whole different annoyance compared to normal enemies. Hopefully we'll be able to bleed him. That's our only real hope. He probably has essence of his own. Ah! Don't want to get hit by that again. Nope, I'm dead. Yeah. We kind of died in a very bad place, because getting back to there without getting killed by something is going to be... That's going to be a challenge. I actually need to remember how to get back there. We're going to run through, for the most part. If there's enemies we don't have to fight, so much better, as far as I'm concerned. As well, they are technically more souls for us. I prefer not to have to deal with them. Especially these guys. There we go. Wait, you're still alive. There we go. Now we're fine. I think the Dark Knight respawns, but I'm not sure about that. Come this way, come this way. Okay, the only thing we should have to worry about now is some rats. And some vespers. All of which we should be able to deal with. Flawless. Okay, down here. Drop. I'm not sure if we can get all three of these again, like we did last time, but... Get one. I think we have to deal with at least one more basilisk. Oh, two more. And no, we won't be dealing with the Night Slayer. I forgot he wasn't in Invade. So he's still going to be there, and honestly, we don't have to. We don't get anything that we need for this build, as far as I'm aware down there. He's not guarding an Estus Shard or a Bone Shard, I don't think. And I prefer to come back to him later on, once we actually have a bit more health and, more importantly, stamina. There's another guy. Wait, that's not the same dude, is it? It's also not the Night Slayer, right? If it is, I'm gonna prep one of these to get out of here. Is that just a Dark Knight? It's a Dark Knight, it's fine. It was the Night Slayer gonna be like, no. But it's this guy we can. There's no traps or anything on this bridge. No. Yep, that's the greatsword I want from him. I will bring you back here though, because if I'm going to fight you, I want to be able to roll all around you. Oh, ow. I'm glad that we have enough health to take at least one hit. Gonna do again? Yep, and his max combos too. If you're having a trouble with an enemy, work out the maximum number of attacks they can do in a single combo before they have to reset. For like, to give an example. The skeleton knights, the ones with, you know, bone armor and all that, their max combo is 4. So whenever you start a combo, see a combo going from them, they're either going to hit 3 times or 4 times. And the 4th, that's when it's safe to go in. That guy back there that we just killed, his combo size was 2. The most he could do was that before he had to reset and fix up his stamina. We could technically just drop down behind him and do whatever we needed to get some items. But, no. Lava is not something I want to deal with if we can avoid it. I said I wasn't going to go up and deal with the crossbow, but look at me at the moment. There may actually be something up here that I've forgotten about that makes me stop doing that, but I don't think there's a giant manning it. I think it's just skeletons. I think there is something up here that I don't enjoy fighting. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've actually came through this area and done it. It's going to be annoying to get. Dragon Rider bow. Is that a great bow? No, it's just a normal bow. Longbow of the Dragon Riders who serve the old King of Want. Dragon Riders were old King's royal guard, and great strength was demanded of them. Merely drawing this bow calls for inhuman strength. Worthy few who can master this bow, however, use it to devastating effect. So, a bow with strength scaling. And actually has a fairly high amount of base damage. Makes up for it with weight, though. It's an interesting bow. I haven't really had too much use for bows, though, in this game. Most of the time, if you need ranged attack, spells are willing and able to help you. The most use I've gotten out of one is to, you had me worried there. I think that's why I hate doing this area, because that's still shooting at you. Yeah, it's to get the, floating corpses down, or hanged up corpses. Is there an... Not really. I'm not seeing anything that's particularly dangerous at the moment. I know the camera's moving around a lot, but it's because I'm trying to find if there is something I have to be concerned about in this area. Nothing like behind this building also. Ow! It's a trap. It's just a trap. Okay. Oh. These guys again. These ones aren't going to revive. No stamina. Well, I will say one thing about this area. It's getting us enough large set nut shards to upgrade our katana to the next stage, where I believe we need chunks. Oh, he's gone. No, settle down. Okay, were you guys guarding anything over here, or were you just getting in the way? Getting in the way. I will say one thing about this area. It feels unfinished. Like, compared to the other areas which are filled with items, enemies, variety, this one area feels a bit bland, you could say. Oh, that's interesting. You get to see... What is it up there? Oh, first off. That was those two. What area is that? That is the... With the bridge. That the entrance to the prison? It may be the entrance to the prison. Dealing with two of these at once might be troublesome. Let's see if we can just draw this one away from its friend. Oh. It'd be great if I don't die to it, because getting back here would be even more difficult than the other area. Him down. Let's go try and deal with his friend with one Estus fast remaining. I don't mind admitting that I'm probably going to run if we do end up being low in health in this guy. Let's use up my Estus immediately. There we go. I'm not sure if there's another enemy up here. I feel like there should be a giant. I just could be wrong about that. Nope, the entire system, it seems, was automated. Okay, you have now been officially turned off. Ah, there were giants, but they were dead. Will this be thrown? No. Okay, that makes sense. Think carefully before you jump. Ah, leg. Yeah. Huh. Certainly helps us out. I actually didn't know this little step ladder area existed. But it certainly helps us out. Gets us back to where we want to be. We are actually going through that tunnel in a second. I just want to hit the bonfire first. Because we have no Estus and we're about to go do PvP. Okay. How long has this part been going? Let me just double check. Volume will probably drop for a second. An hour and 23. Should be fine. Yeah, don't have a lot of storage space. An hour pretty much equals 20 gig. I have about 120, so we'll want to stop in the next 40 minutes. Just so I can start the next part, move this particular recording over to a disk. I should say drive, rather than disk. And then upload it later. The troubles of practicality. Yes, we come through here. Find ourselves another lizard. One hit away. There we go. Yeah, the lizards here are plentiful. So if you can afford to, come through here. You're going to run through the wall, aren't you? Horus is going to try and murder us. Okay, there we go. Titanite chunk. We need that for later. But now we have to deal with Horus the Hushed. He has much less poise compared to the person we just fought, unless he's doing that attack. Easy to deal with. Now to continue Henri's... Oh, that looks painful. Henri's quest after this, we have to go tell him that Horus is not dead. It's missing. And, just to continue on his way. Because we do tell Henri about Horus and his fate, he will come down here and, go mad. We don't want. Or perhaps we do. We've done the Lord of Horrors ending before. It doesn't really give us anything too interesting, I don't think. It does give us a few extra lines of dialogue in one of the DLCs. Hard to say. We'll continue with it for now. We don't lose anything for not doing it. We just delay things a little bit. I'm gonna take a small drink. One thing I did notice in some of the previous parts is my voice can tend to get a little crackly a bit further on. So I'm trying to drink a bit more water every now and again, just so that the voice remains at least somewhat smooth. Though it could also be just the voice filter. It does mess with things every now and again. I say voice filter, it's a noise filter. Just to make sure that some of the ambient noises such as the fan of the computer doesn't get picked up. But I'm going to say with that area, for now at least, is partially done. Say 60% done. There are some items that we could go get in the lava, but we're not going to do it this time. Why do you keep on facing that way? There's nothing that way. You were missing last time.
Ah, I failed to thank you for helping them find...
Baron Ring?
I pity the sorry.
He's having a hard time. I'm just trying to remember, was there anything else that we had to do? There was. I had to give him 2 more tombs.
Ah, there I am.
We can't give him the Braveborn one, but we can give him the other 2.
What have we here? Then you found the hope. Brilliant! I will never curse being old and undead again. Now, show the primal pyromancies known only to old Master Salaman.
In other games, giving the Pyromancy to Chaos Pyromancies has always ended badly. This one, I think it's
what
fine.
have we here? By the gods. This inscription reads, Quelana, the ancient deity, one of the witches of Izalith. But I regret to say, Quelana's pyromancies are for witches and must be learned from a mistress. But thank you for allowing me to peer upon such a thing. If only I were a woman. Huh.
That's tradition, so I won't say anything more. That's interesting. As for his spells, nothing too more interesting. Great Chaos Fire Orb is useful. Chaos Storm less so, if I recall. A lot of people tend to shit on it because its random hits don't seem to help that much. Personally, I like it. It's an interesting spell. I'm not going to use it though.
Do not be gone for... What is it?
I am tempted to get the Chaos Fire Orb, but we want to get one other thing first. And that needs to come from up here, I believe.
Aha, so...
And it's this one. Chaos Bed Messages. Hurl Chaos Flame that scorches the vicinity. A completely broken spell that you get super early at this point.
Treat the Firekeep she is.
We can't use it because our build hasn't gone that way yet. We haven't put any points into Attunement or Faith. We're going to start doing that very soon, but you know, for the moment at least, it's interesting. Can't send him out yet. Anri's quest is going. So at the moment at least, I think the only thing we have to do before we go into Irithyll is just level up. And once we actually get to Irithyll and get the first bonfire unlocked and do Sirius's quest there, I think that's where we're going to end the part. So, not too long. Just a bit of cleanup at the very end here.
Welcome, host. Speak. Very well, then taken up.
Okay, hopefully that was enough to get at least 3 levels. It was. So 1, 2, 3. And with that, we can go there. We've hit the soft scaling point for dexterity, so it's in its sweet spot. As you saw, we got a lot of bonus just from that. I believe 30 to 40, or I should say 30 to 50 is one of the better areas. I believe after 50 it hits the soft scaling where it's decreased but still going well, and after 80 is the hard scaling. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but it's somewhere around there.
Farewell, may the
How much do we need for one more level? 5. No, 7,000 more. Nah. I'm not sure if we can get that many with what we have on hand. Because these ones I don't think give enough. Gets us close, but just not quite. We'd need, I believe, 2,000 more? No, it's 3,000 more.
Ah, well,
We could sell embers. 3 of them would get us there. Embers, though, are worth a lot. What we're going to do, though, is sell those. Because we're never going to use these. Can't remember which one's better. Okay, this one doesn't last as long, but is applied much quicker. That one lasts longer, but is applied slightly. That's how it works. Okay, so these. And we just need a little bit more. We're never going to use this. And there we go.
Ashen one.
welcome, host. Speak. Very well, then taken.
Okay, we don't need to up vitality anymore. For the moment, at least. We will probably have to when we actually get a better armor set than what we have. But because we're actually just using rags and the sword, we should be fine. Attunement is something we should start putting points into right now, though. We need the actual attunement slots before we can actually even think about doing spellcasting with Pyromancy. At least one. Actually, we need 2 more, I believe, for cast messages. I think it's a 2-slot spell. If we want to keep Cather's Flame Mark on, at least. Attune spell. How many slots do you need? Yeah, you need 2. So I think that means we have to get attunement up to, I think, 21.
Welcome, host.
It's either 21 or 24.
Very well, then taken.
And then we need to get Faith up to 20. So that's at least 20 levels at the moment. That will bring us up to 75, which actually isn't bad.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the
I'm normally, if I'm going through getting all the souls, dying a few times, end up getting around at level 130 before the end of one run, if I'm lucky. May end up lower than that in this one because we're going fairly well, but who knows. Now we want to go to this one. Now, the normal way to deal with one of the enemies coming up, the Watchdog, is to use the Chaos Bed Messages and just hit it in its mouth. That will even the lowest stats you have. Actually, if you have to do one thing, that's fine. We'll do it in a sec. even the lower stats will most likely stagger it, do about a half its HP, and after that you can just critical hit it and kill it. We won't be able to do that this one, because we just entered the stats. We decided to go full katana. Up until this point, at least. There's nothing over here, I don't think. Just a blocked off road. I'm actually not sure where this road is meant to connect to. I don't think we see an area where there's like a stone road. There may be an area in the undead settlement that has parts of it. Does this make sense? I can't remember it. Yeah, this is Irithyll, one of the more beautiful areas of the game. And also one of the more dangerous. They're very easy to bleed. But they're also very annoying. Because even though they have a set combo speed, they are so erratic that they're troublesome. So my advice is to just be aggressive. Try and hit them as much as you can. What's the Pontiff's Bright Eye? What does it do? Go to the left. Explores HP with successive attacks. Restore boost attacks as long as attacking persists. Good combo. We can't really use it. It requires a faster weapon than the Katana. Katana is fast, and we get the benefit on, I believe, the 4th hit if we do a full combo, but it's such a small thing for this one, it's not worth it. And we go straight through because we have the doll. Okay, we're just going to clear this square of items because there's a few of them. Is there one up there? There's more than just the one. My apologies, I thought there were like 3 items here, but apparently there's only that one. I'm gonna reset and then run through here. What's this? And if we did things correctly, I believe there should be a summoning sign further up the bridge near where we killed the watchdog. There it is. We get to go help Cyrus. Part of her questline. Cyrus, actually one of my more favorite favorite NPCs in the game. I like her questline, and I especially like her armor. If we can, I'd like to actually get hers. Though we can't really until much later in the game. Crichton, do not underestimate his axe. He does a decent amount of damage. He's getting kind of bullied at the moment. There we go. I think none of us actually got hit there.
Kind assistance. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
If we do end up getting her full set, including the talisman, that's when we may shift into faith. Because I'm indecisive. And, yeah, I make no promises about what build we're going to stick to. Only what we're going to be in this moment. Because she's one of my favorite characters in this one. Play a game like this, and eventually you're going to find a character that you just like. For me, that's Cyrus in Dark Souls 3. Elden Ring, I'm not fully made up on that one. But, you know, it's an interesting game. Now, before we end this part, because we're actually going to end it in this area, we're not going to continue on. We're going to do 2 things. Oh, perhaps just one thing. Oh no, 2 things. We're going to talk to her.
That dark spirit, my sworn fierce, I would not.
Some
If
nice
you
items.
require help on your trap, blessing of the.
Okay.
If you require blessing.
She's definitely going to help us with bosses now. And I believe we actually have to use her for a few of them. And potentially keep her alive up until the Twin Princes are killed. Once that's done, then we can do the last part of her quest line. And finish things off.
Ah, well, it is good to see what needs.
What we're just going to do is reinforce this. As much as we can afford to. Yep. That brings it up to +6. Need chunks to get it up to +8. Then we need... no. +7. Then slabs at 8 and 9. And then... I've forgotten... I believe it's the Ancient Stone to get it up to +10. I can't remember. This I think goes +10. It doesn't go higher in Dark Souls 3. I don't think. Either way, doing well so far.
Pretty big, I don't.
We don't have... Excuse me. It's about Estus Shard for him? No. And we can reinforce this. Because we're not using it for anything else at this point. We do need 6 more large Titanite shards to finish that up.
Do not be gone. What is it?
Yes. Weapon-wise, our upgrades are actually at a good point. Just teleport back. Okay. Though we're loading across, I'm just going to say we're going to end the part here. I'm actually going to continue straight on to the next part. I just need to separate the files, the recordings between them. But thank you for watching if you managed to stick around for this long, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.